There's an old story of a group of people who were blindfolded and then led over to feel an elephant and told to try to figure out what it was. Depending on where they had grasped, they each had a different concept of what type of animal this might be. Now, while this example might be a little far-fetched, when you give a speech or presentation to others, you have to realize that they each might walk away from that experience with very different ideas. How do we prevent this? How do we make sure that when we give a speech or a presentation that our audience all get the same message? Being successful as a public communicator really means that you can effectively communicate your ideas to others in a way that they can understand and remember the message. These videos will give you the tools to do that. In this video, I want to give you an overview of how to put any speech together. There are 8 components or steps, and the videos that follow will dig deeper into each of these areas. How can we be better and more effective public communicators? This diagram gives us the answer. It all starts with considering the audience. No matter the type of speech or the length of speech, this is the very first thing and the most important thing that you need to do. For example, if you're going to give an introduction speech about yourself, you should think about what the audience listening to the speech would want to know and find interesting. Public speaking is actually not about you. It is about the audience. Public speaking should always be audience-centered. This is why that at the center of the diagram that shows the 8 steps to building a great speech, considering the audience is at the center. The next 2 steps are related: selecting and narrowing your topic and determining your purpose. You really work on these at the same time. In real life, you seldom get to just pick your topic. You are asked to speak on a topic. But you always start your process of building a speech by thinking about the purpose. Use a piece of paper and write it down. Then brainstorm topics or ideas that help you accomplish the purpose. Narrow it down to a great topic. Choosing a weak topic can make the whole process more difficult. The next step of developing a central idea should grow out of the first 2 steps. Basically, your central idea should be your entire speech in one sentence. If you were giving an introduction speech, your central idea might be, "I'm a very athletic person who loves music." Building off of the step of developing your central idea is the step of generating your main ideas. This is the body of the speech. Every speech should have an interesting beginning, a clear middle, and a good wrap-up at the end. By the way, don't begin any speech with, "My name is." Start with something that pops and gets their attention. The middle is where you share your main ideas. If your central idea was that you are a very athletic person who loves music, you can very logically divide that into 2 main points. See? That was easy. For a research speech, like an informative speech or a persuasive speech, the next step of gathering supporting material is very important. If you are teaching or persuading others, you should always back it up with support or evidence. We'll discuss this in greater detail in a later video. Let's talk about the next step, organizing your speech. A speech is not a conversation or a stream of consciousness that just flows out of your mouth. A speech has a clear purpose, a clear and distinct main ideas, and is built around an outline, not an essay. Don't write your speeches like an essay. Organize it with your purpose and central ideas written out first, and then your main points that are an outgrowth of that, and then have a clear wrap-up conclusion. People should be able to tell you the next day what your 2 or 3 main points of your speech were. Well, we are down to the last two steps. The first of these last two steps is rehearsal. Many people have never thought about the importance of rehearsing what they will say. Let me say right now that you should practice your speeches at least 10 times. Not to memorize the speeches, but to get the ideas in your head. Now, the last step, the delivery. Once you have rehearsed, now you are ready to deliver your speech. If you have done all of these steps, then delivering the speech will be a lot easier. I want you to continue to think about the idea that you will focus on your audience and not on yourself. If you do this, you'll always do a better job. Understanding these 8 concepts is really just the beginning of learning to be successful as a public communicator. Being successful as a public communicator means that you can effectively communicate your ideas to others in a way that they will understand and remember the message. See you in the next video.